70 years after the end of the Second World War, the Germans still have a reputation for producing consistently amazing kit, whether it be uniforms or submachine guns or even the Tiger tank. I've got three items here, three different items, and I want to show that actually, far from being hugely efficient, their kit, whilst having amazing quality, was really ill-suited to the rigours of a 6-year war. So let's have a look at the German jacket. As you can see, it's a really high-quality piece of uniform. You can see here it's got lovely lining, there's lots and lots of wool, there's plenty of room in the sleeve. And have a look at the buttons on the front. These are designed, someone's thought about that. And this is a standard button for every single uniform the Germans had. This, amazingly, is just an ordinary soldier, it's a Lancer. But nothing has been spared, no expense spared. And you look at the stitchwork or the tailoring, very, very high quality. The kind of quality, in fact, that would make a Savile Row tailor kind of gasp in awe, I think. Now let's have a look at the British equivalent. Pretty perfunctory, pretty basic. There's no frills on this whatsoever. You can also see that it's very short, but actually this is very sensible. It's rooted in deep pragmatism. In the Second World War, trousers were really high. They came up to your middle, up to your navel. They didn't sort of hang on your backside. And with this, you'd have a couple of buttonholes would stick onto the back and it would almost come like a one-piece. More important than that, it's cheap. There's much less wool on this, so you don't have a kind of doubling up from here down to halfway down your thigh, which is what you have with the German one. And I've got to say, this is quality undoubted, but over-engineered. Now let's have a look at some machine guns. Here in this box, I've got a German machine gun, which the Allies knew collectively as Spandaus. But look at this. This is an MG34, and I'm getting out all the component bits. It's quite a palaver. This is the bipod that goes on it. You've got to slot it in right like that, put it down on the ground like that. It's not very stable, as you can see. I mean, it's movable, but not that good. Then the butt goes in here. Got to add all that on. And your belts of bullets would be fed through here, through this bit here. That's where they go through. This is a clip of around 70 bullets, and that weighs a lot. You've got to carry all this. It has an incredible rate of fire. That is true, but when you have an incredible rate of fire, this means the barrel gets hot very, very, very quickly. A machine gun crew would carry 6 spare barrels, so it's a real palaver. Over here, we have the British machine gun. This is a Bren gun, which is the British version. Now look how quick it is to get into action. And have a look at this. You pull it out, wooden handle, so no problem about burning your hands on a barrel that's too hot because it's been fired too much. On the ground. Here's a magazine. Pull the bolt back. Good to go. An amazingly efficient piece of kit. It's true that this has a much smaller rate of fire, only about 500 rounds a minute, but in real terms, in practical terms, both weapons operate at about 120 rounds a minute. But the final piece, the final object, is the gas mask bag. Now, this is a British gas mask bag from 1942. The British decided in the early part of the First World War that leather stuff, leather webbing, ammunition pouches and belts and so on, was a waste of money. It's expensive, if it gets wet, when it dries it's very brittle and it rots easily. This is canvas, it's hard, it's durable, it's easy to replace, so if anything does go wrong you just put another one. And it just does the job. It's absolutely perfunctory. This is the German one. You'll see this on the back of hanging off the waist or the backside of any German soldier pretty much throughout the Second World War. It's bulky, it sits rather uncomfortably on your back, but it is beautifully engineered, there's no question about it. Look, you can see the little hinge here, and you open it up and have a look in here. There's this little cap that opens, and look at the detail on that. That's for putting a couple of spare lenses for your gas mask in. It's even got these grooves in it which give it added strength. It's utterly pointless. It's a complete waste of money. It's expensive, bulky and cumbersome, but beautifully engineered. It's undeniable that the Germans produced amazing kit in the Second World War, and if you're only going to fight a 6-week battle, such as the one in Poland or the one in France in 1940, which only lasted 6 weeks, having highly tailored jackets and over-engineered machine guns doesn't really matter. But it does matter in a long, attritional 6-year war. And the point about the Germans is they never seem to learn. They continue to make high-quality kit right up until the very, very end. And there's absolutely no question that this is one of the reasons why they end up losing the war.